मैम को एडमिट करो वाला लिंक लिंक
फिलहाल मुझे तो डीजे लग रहा है ना। नहीं ना।
म्यूट ही हम लोग लिंक दिख रहे हैं
भाई ये कैसे दिख रहा है?
अरे यूट्यूब लिंक देना बाबा मेरे को।
हाँ
दे रहा हूँ
इधर से शेयरिंग स्ट्रीमिंग इधर से होता है यूट्यूब का।
इधर से
तो लिंक यहाँ से कैसे मिल रहा है?
ग्रुप में डालो।
व्हाट्सएप हाँ कर रहा हूँ
भेजो सबको।
कर रहा हूँ।
ग्रुप में
76
सेंड कर दो
मैं मेन ग्रुप में भेज रही हूँ।
मीट चालू कर सबका एक्सेप्ट कर लो। एक मिनट
हाँ
वो
हाँ
कौन
मैं
है?
भेज
सीबीएस कॉलेज
वो नहीं पता मुझे
आपका हो गया मैडम?
भेज।
मैंने ये यूट्यूब का भी लिंक शेयर कर
हाँ
रहा हूँ
यूट्यूब का लिंक दो।
ग्रुप में डाल दो। अब इसमें आया ना एप्लीकेशन में आया
कनेक्टेड है ना उसमें लगा इसमें तो कनेक्टेड है
ऑफिशियल में डाल देंगे
डाल आपने भी डाल दिया।
चलेगा चलो
ठीक है मैं डिलीट कर देती हूँ।
सर एडमिट कर लो अभी और भी
कैमरा नहीं दिसायला पाहिजे नाही दिसत येत नाही आवाज हेडफोन बरोबर आहे ना So it's not working.
मैम यूट्यूब थोड़ा डिले में चलता है ना, तो किसी का माइक ऑन था, यूट्यूब थोड़ा डिले में चलता है।
ऑफ किया आवाज
किसी का माइक ऑन है इधर,
ऑफ करो
अभी वो
किसका माइक ऑन है तो तुम लोग ऑफ कर सकते
अभी ठीक है
हाँ
हो गया
कर
ऑफ
दिया अभी ऑफ।
अभी ऑफ हो गया सबका ऑफ हो गया अभी
नहीं
अभी होगा वो मैम, डिले चलता होगा।
यूट्यूब पे
अब
तो डिले
अब
यूट्यूब पे तो डिले चलेगा यूट्यूब आप आपको कुछ बोलना नहीं ना मतलब
किसका माइक ऑन है अच्छा हाँ डीले चल रहा है
ये बंद कर मैडम मिली क्या मैडम चालू करना तभी चालू
हाँ, अब वो दे वो
रेज हैंड ओपन करेगा
क्या बोल रहा
हैंड रेज डॉक्टर एसएस कर रहा है
कुछ नहीं
बहुत डिले है
मैडम आप होस्ट करो ना चालू करो अरे आप बोलो ड्यूटी आप चालू करो ना ये
चाहिए अपना माइक होगा ना।
Program. Very good morning to all the guests, dignitaries, and faculties. Unless and until you inspire the people, you will never get the result. Imposition will never give you the result. Inspiration will always give you the result. Quoted by our existing Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. Similarly, Chandrabhan Sharma College has added one more step of inspiration towards the path of knowledge by conducting 1 week faculty development program on outcome-based education organized by IQSC and Faculty Development Committee of Chandrabhan Sharma College of Arts, Science and Commerce in association with Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Studies. I, Dr. Anita Pandey, on behalf of Chandrabhan Sharma College of Arts, Science and Commerce and Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Study, take the privilege to extend my warm welcome to all present here. Audience, it is an honor to have with us our honorable resource person for the event, Dr. Radhika Vadera, IQSC coordinator of Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Studies. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. I heartily welcome our principal, Dr. Pratima Singh, and my colleagues, faculty members, and all the participants. We are truly blessed with your presence. Light is the symbol of brightness and prosperity. As the sunlight expels the darkness of mighty, similarly, blessings bring in our life prosperity and happiness. As a tribute to Ma Saraswati, we have our tradition of lightening the lamp to guide us towards more success in the future.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा
Chandrabhan Sharma College of Arts, Science and Commerce was established in the year 2004. The college is affiliated to the prestigious University of Mumbai, one of the oldest institute of higher learning established in the country. Chandrabhan Sharma College is also a recognized study center of Yashwantrao Chauhan, Maharashtra Open University, a state university. Chandrabhan Sharma College of Arts, Science and Commerce was founded by the present managing trustee, Mr. Prashantji Sharma. Mr. Sharma is the chairman of GHP Group. GHP Group has presence in real estate, education, and hospitality sectors in north and west part of India. Under the visionary leadership, GHP Group has achieved remarkable heights. Chandrabhan Sharma College is named after our inspiration, the great freedom fighter, late Sri Pandit Chandrabhanji Sharma, grandfather of managing trustee Mr. Prashant Sharma. Pandit Chandrabhanji Sharma arose from the humble background to the owner of Powai state, and he generously donated a part of his land to the prestigious IIT Bombay, Akshardham Temple Trust, Mukteshwar Ashram, and many more charitable organizations. Chandrabhan Sharmaji's ideal and legacy is carried forward by our dynamic managing trustee, Mr. Prashant Sharma. Chandrabhan Sharma College has a strength of 3,000 students and more than 100 staff. The college runs several undergraduate and postgraduate programs under the University of Mumbai. The college also runs undergraduate and postgraduate program under Yashwantrao Chauhan Maharashtra Open University. Chandrabhan Sharma College is accredited by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, a national body under the government, which is the hallmark of excellency in education. The vision of the college is driving guidance for excellency in all. To engage our students in the creative and leadership role, the college hosts student club and associations from all the departments. These clubs and associations are operated by the students, which help them to gain skill, quality, knowledge, and widen their social network. For professional development of the faculty members, the college organized faculty development workshop, seminar, conference, and training program in collaboration with universities and college. Faculties and students are encouraged to do research and publish their original work in leading journals and presentation at conference. We have maintained the legacy of organizing international conference from past 8 years. For all-round development of the students, they are encouraged to participate in co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Squash is the annual inter-college festival of the college, which draw huge crowd of students from more than 100 college. The college offer all types of sports activity and celebrate Sports Day every year. The students also represent college in university level sports competition. To provide students an insight regarding internal working of the college and company, the college organized industrial visit at the various industries throughout India. The college magazine Campus Life is published every year and each edition focus on yearly achievements. To honor our academic topper, sports achiever, and students of the year, the college organized annual day and prize distribution ceremony. To make the students aware and realize their social responsibility to serve the society, the college has NSS unit, Department of Lifelong Learning and Extension, Rotaract Club collaboration with NGOs, Nature Club for Environment Awareness, and Women Development Cell for Gender Sensitization. To build a bridge between the industry and academy, the college has training and placement cell, which provide internship and final job placement. Our top recruiters are Sun Life Birla Insurance, Kotak Security, TCS, DMart, Larsen and Toubro Infotech, Kidzania. College as a community has lot to offer and receive from the society. For the same, more information, do visit our college website. Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Study was established in the year 2009 under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Chairman Shri V.M. Jadhav. The respected Chairman Sir established the institute with the vision of spreading quality education and awareness in the society. Management is the need of every hour and day-to-day life. This was understood well by the founder who initiated the foundation of the college. It has been very interesting journey for the institute so far with the awards and honor received till the date. Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Study was recognized as the Management Institute of the Year in the year 2018 from Higher Education Review. Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Study was also featured in Edu Entrepreneur for from Times Group in the year 2019. Now, I would like to invite our principal, ma'am, Dr. Pratima Singh, to grace the event with her presence and enlighten the audience with her kind word.
Very good morning to one and all. On behalf of CHANDRABHAN Sharma College of Arts, Science and Commerce and Rajiv Gandhi College of Management, I extend a warm welcome to each and everyone who have joined on this platform for 1 week faculty development program on outcome-based education. At the outset, I would like to thank Director of Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Studies, Dr. Dinesh Gabhane, who has initiated the collaboration between both the institutions and doing meaningful activities. This is the first activity, 1 week faculty development program on outcome-based education, a very, very relevant topic, which we are going to start today. I must thank the resource persons from Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Studies. Today's resource person, Dr. Radhika Vadera, the IQAC coordinator, who is going to conduct the session today. Welcome to you, ma'am. I must congratulate the faculty members at CHANDRABHAN Sharma College, Neha Mishra, and the entire team of FDP committee for organizing this program, starting it successfully today. As you all are aware, my dear colleagues, that outcome-based education is need of the hour. As compared to the traditional method of teaching, where memorizing was the basic skill key which was taught, and what marks we get in the examination, that was the focus. But now we cannot succeed with that. Outcome-based education definitely has to be achieved. At the end of the education, what skills the student is acquiring, whether it is helping him developing the skill, getting the necessary job, or doing whatever he has planned in his life, be an entrepreneur or so. So looking forward to a very great day of learning. And Dr. Radhika Vadera, I would like to inform you, ma'am, this particular topic, outcome-based education, all the faculties are enthusiastically waiting for your session. Even faculty from other colleges, they are very enthusiastic. I got many calls that this is a very good topic which you people have arranged. So all credit goes to Dr. Dinesh Gabhane and team. So over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. I will try to justify every second the faculty members are spending here with me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I invite the convener of the today's event, Ms. Neha Mishra, to introduce our honorable resource person.
Thank you, Anita ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing our esteemed resource person for the day, Dr. Radhika Vadera. Dr. Vadera is the coordinator of IQAC, Cultural, Entrepreneurship Development, and Student Body Cell at the Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Studies. She has a decade of teaching experience in the field of marketing and HR and holds PhD, MPhil, MBA, and BCom degrees. Dr. Vadera is an accomplished author, having published numerous research papers in both national and international journals. She was the first researcher to publish a thesis on celebrity endorsement in social communication. Her area of expertise is analyzing advertisement and writing case studies, with her latest case study being published in a national journal on a breakthrough in traditional advertising by BMW, innovation through communication. As a reviewer, Dr. Vadera has reviewed over 14 research papers in International Journal of Research and Publications, making her a highly respected figure in the academic community. Ma'am, we are privileged and honored with your presence. I now request ma'am to take over the session.
Okay, thank you so much, Neha ma'am, for the kind words and kind introduction. Okay, hope my voice is clear. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible and your voice is also clear. Now you are going to share the screen.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sharing the screen. Okay, hope everything is good. Can I start?
Yes, ma'am, please start.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, so before we start the basic protocol, let's mute our microphones. You can post your questions in the chat box. We will try to answer few of them in the time period. In case you have more questions, I have shared my mail ID at the end of PPT. You can mail me at any point of time. It will be a privilege to answer your questions. So before we start, we need to understand that we are talking about a extremely trending term, and the term is outcome-based education. Now, outcome-based education, a very common word that we are hearing these days is outcome. Outcome is what we have planned in the beginning, what we are going to deliver at the end of the session, what are the faculty members going to learn, what the students will be learning after the lesson has been delivered, what the students will be learning after a course has been delivered. So outcome is a buzzword, and it simply means that particular audience who are taking this session, what will they be getting at the end of this session. So I have planned the learning outcomes for day 1. We will be talking about what is outcome based education, why OBE is relevant and important, what is the motivation for all of us to sit in these kind of FDPs and upgrade ourselves, how OBE also helps us in getting our accreditation, what is the purpose of getting accreditation, what are the benefits that are enjoyed by all the stakeholders once the college is accredited, and applying outcome based education in our daily life, or living outcome based education every day by knowing about the institutional outcomes, program outcomes, course outcomes, and lesson outcomes. So, the plan of this hour is extremely clear. We'll be talking about OBE, accreditation, and applying OBE or living it. So, let me talk about the first thing first. It is accreditation. What is accreditation? It is a process of quality assurance and improvement. As we all know that there was a circular which talked about creating IQAC in 2016, and the constitution of IQAC was also well defined when college was working fine, when the pass percentage was good, the results were good, the placements were also okay. What was the need of establishing IQAC at all? So we need to understand that there were some gaps that were identified. The gaps were a student completing his or her MMS from Mumbai University, a second person completing his or her MMS from Singapore University. When they both are getting the degrees, why the degrees are not at par? Why is that a person who is completing his or her post graduation or graduation from a foreign university is being offered more salary? What are the gaps that needed to be identified? So what was done was, a simple thing was done, that we need to create a standard system wherein what are the offerings of a particular course in one country are standardized in all other countries, so that our students get to enjoy the same stata, get to enjoy the same placement as anybody who is passing out from any other college. So it is a kind of recognition which indicates that the program or institution, are they fulfilling certain defined standards? Now, talking about OBE, we need to understand, in order to get accredited, OB has the major number of marks. Your academic excellence play a major role while going for this accreditation. What is the purpose of accreditation? What is the purpose of involving OBE in accreditation? It is to assess the performance of the institute. It tells you where you are. It helps you to critically analyze, where are you standing, where do you want to go, what are the gaps, what are the measures that you can take for continuous improvement. Now, each institute has their own working style and it is different. And we cannot say that Institute A is working in a better style or Institute B centralized style is better. Again, how do we know that whether our style is helping us or not? It is known through the feedbacks. So again, a lot of feedback forms, we'll be talking about lot of feedback forms and how feedback also become an important part of outcome based education. It- the purpose of accreditation, the purpose of OBE is it offers a process for continuous improvement. It helps in identification of good practices that can be adopted if they are not with us in our institute. What are the benefits of accreditation? It helps to critically analyze and list institute strength, weaknesses, opportunities, challenges. Now, why do we need to understand what are the institute weaknesses? What are its opportunity? What are the challenges that the institute is going to face in coming years? It helps the institute to set developmental goals that can be achieved in the coming academic year. It also helps institute to adopt innovative modern methods of teaching pedagogy. We all have seen how during COVID the things got improved. Even I could say that teaching learning became better during the COVID period with the use of innovative methods like Mentimeter and various other things, quizzes.com, wherein the teachers were extremely innovative because they knew that holding the attention of student for 45 minutes or 60 minutes is a pretty difficult task. So what they can do best using the innovation is also a part of teaching pedagogy. It shifted institutes functioning from being people oriented to system oriented. Now, how one person delivers a particular thing is not important. Do we have the standard operating protocols of how one event has to be executed? When everybody has the same set of copy of the standard operating protocol, we need to understand that the organization becomes system oriented rather than becoming people oriented. It improves staff's morale by recognizing their achievements. It demonstrates accountability to all stakeholders, facilitates continuous quality improvement, attracts funding from various sources. Now, understand this thing that we are talking interchangeably about outcome based education and accreditation. Now, if you are applying for accreditation and you have already taken care of your OBE, option one is you are going to get the accreditation. Option two is you might not be accredited if you are going for the global standard accreditation such as NBA. But again, you will get a report from expert committee members citing in which criteria needs improvement, which criteria needs more focus, and either way you win. Now, coming up to the topic for which we all have gathered here, and I respect your time. I know that you might be having numerous work, but again, understanding, see, this session will help you to be mindful about why OBE is being adopted, how OBE is going to help you and your internal stakeholders, most importantly, your students in the long run. So, talking about outcome based education, it is a powerful education strategy. When we talk about the word strategy, strategy means plan of action. So, anything that we are doing, we are planning for it, we are thinking about it in advance. We are not going to the lectures unprepared. The lectures have been totally planned, the course that we have to execute is totally planned, is a powerful education strategy that should be used. Now, how can we get to there? That you will be understanding at the end of the session today. What we need three things. One is good planning, implementation of that planning, and evaluation of whether whatever we have planned, have we been able to evaluate it in the same manner or not. So OBE is used as a focus for curriculum planning, as a means of making informed decisions. When I'm saying informed decisions, it simply means that the students should be knowing the case studies that we will be teaching in the class. The students should be aware of the articles that will be taught to them in a period of 3 months, 39 sessions, or whatever is the duration of the course. Now, it also talks about the approaches to teaching and learning that can be adopted. It also talks about how the content delivery can be organized, whether we should go for interactive teaching, or the case study method is used, or role play will be best to explain that particular thing. We are going to talk about that. And it is also used as a basis for assessment of students and of education program. Now, as Honorable Principal Ma'am talked in the beginning regarding how marks were only the parameter which used to tell whether the students have performed or not. So a lot has changed from the marks as a parameter to the current system of education, wherein marks is not the sole indicator of how the students are doing, how the teachers are helping them, but it is one of the parameters that help them to get placed. What is OBE? We need to understand what a student should be able to do at the end of particular course is outcome based education. What the student will do at the end of the program for which the student has enrolled in. For example, if the student has enrolled in MMS, there are different course program outcomes that are defined. If a student have enrolled in BBA, there are different program outcomes. Now, for every instructional unit, the word that is used in is outcome. For when we teach them the lessons, it is called lesson outcome. When we are talking about a particular course, it is known as the course outcome. Course means the subject. When we are talking about where the student has taken admission, whether it is BBA, MBA, MMS, BSc, IT, when the student is completing that program, it is known as program outcome. So outcome based education is an approach to education in which developmental goals for students and faculties are set by analyzing exit learning outcomes that students should be able to demonstrate at the end of each course program. So not only we will be talking about how the lesson plan, how the lesson outcomes are correlated to course outcome, we will also be talking about how do we check that whether the course outcomes that we planned for, have the students been able to achieve the cognition knowledge, the cognition level what we have set for those students. Now, understand this thing, why OBE? why are we going for it? Why are we even talking about it? What is the motivation for outcome based education? Policy perspective. Let me talk about the new education policy. We know that AICT is coming pretty hard on us in order to follow the policy perspective. A very important, there are many things that have been talked about in NEP. For example, it is about academic bank of credit, it is about universal human values, but there is an extremely important thing that they have talked about. It is outcome based education or improved teaching learning pedagogy. So again, all the regulatory authorities are trying it hard that every college adopts it. So it is the biggest motivation. If you have to be in this game, this is the thing that one has to adopt. From institute perspectives, see, we have to think about going beyond the survival level. We have to know what is our unique selling proposition as a student. If we are doing something by which the students are directly being benefited, so institute's perspective is pretty simple. We are adopting something that is helping us to be our unique selling proposition. Third is facilitators perspective. Now, who are the facilitators? Facilitators are people like you and me who are helping to make some change in education by adopting outcome based education. Understand this thing very clearly. If you people are trying to get new interviews, if you are trying to prepare a career plan for your coming days, we need to understand every institute is looking for people who know what is outcome based education, who know that you can be treated as an asset if you have free idea about this, if you are pretty comfortable with this. Not only this, we need to understand one more thing here. See, outcome based education is helping us to reskill ourselves as teachers. The way we used to teach was, for example, the same Zomato case study was taught to the student for 3 years, 4 years. The teachers also knew that on page number 65 there is exercise number 3.1 where the numbers in the sum are this, and they used to teach like this. But again, reskilling, upskilling for the facilitators, for you and me, has become extremely important, and it will help us to be extremely employable till and create a good career plan for us. Now, from the point of view of students and learners, see, a student is getting enrolled, but the student is not only getting enrolled to get a degree, a piece of paper. Of course, that is a very important thing that will help them to fetch jobs, but there are other outcomes that are also related to that. Now, we will be talking about all these outcomes when I'll be talking about the program outcomes that I have listed here in the later slides. So, again, the idea is pretty simple that OBE is something that we cannot escape from. From policy perspective, regulatory authorities are after us to engage us in this outcome based education. From institute perspective, if we want to go beyond survival level, we have to adopt this. As a facilitator, if we want to grow, if we want to be relevant in the market, it is important for us to understand outcome based education. From a student and learner perspective, the students are our brand ambassadors. If they show those skills in the market wherein the employers can understand that they have used outcome based education, again, it is beneficial for the institute, for the facilitators as a whole. Now, this is the OBE framework. Now, talking about the OBE framework, I'll be starting from the top one. That is the institutional outcome. What are the institutional outcomes? We need to understand the vision and the mission of the organization are institutional outcomes. Now, if we talk about vision, depending on how fast an institution is running, they might achieve the vision of that particular institute from 7 years to 15 years. If we talked about the mission statements of the institute, a student institute might achieve its vision from a period of 5 to 7 years. But again, when we see that whether we have attained the vision after 15, 20 years, it will be too late to understand whether the direction that we have taken was it right or wrong. So institutional outcomes are broken into small outcomes that are known as program outcome. For every program that the institute is having, there are different program outcomes. Now, when I talk about program, I again want to make it clear, when we are talking about program, we are talking about a program in terms of whether it is a MMS program, MBA program, BBA program, whether it is a BSc IT, BCA, MCA. So every program has its own outcomes. Now, in the program that we are talking about, there are various courses. For example, in MMS, we have courses like entrepreneurship management, we have courses like effective management communication, we have courses like personal effectiveness. Again, we need to understand for entrepreneurship management, there are a different set of course outcomes that are taken out. There for our effective management communication, there are different set of course outcomes that are taken out. Now, after every course has this course outcome, we need to understand that for every unit that we are talking about, we have lesson outcome for every unit. Now, this might be looking a little complex, but when we will be moving to the slides further, from the Excel sheet that I have prepared, it will be easy for you to understand. Right now, what you need to keep in mind is extremely simple. When we are talking about institutional outcomes, we are talking about the vision and mission. When we are talking about the program outcome, we are talking about the program that we are offering. When we are talking about the course outcome, we are talking about the subject outcomes. When we are talking about the lesson outcome, the units in the particular course are known as the lesson outcomes. Hope I am not running too fast and I am able to make you understand with the same intention what I am trying to convey.
Ma'am, you are perfect. The session is for faculties, not for students. So
Okay. So in case they have any question, they can stop me in between and they are free to ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Now, talking about institutional outcome. What is institutional outcome? It is the vision and the mission statements. Now, these statements help us in defining the aspirations, and it also helps the institute to stay focused. They clearly know their destination, and now what they are doing, they are setting the right track in order to get to the right direction and achieve its destination. It needs to be written in simple language. It should be easy to communicate. The basic thing about vision and mission statement is all the students, all the faculty members, the staff members in the institute should be able to remember the vision and mission statements. They should know what they are contributing to. Until and unless the faculty goals are not aligned to the vision and mission statement, the direction will be completely different. Vision statement, it explains where the institute wants to be at the end of 7 to 15 years. Vision statement is a futuristic statement that institute would like to achieve over a long period of time. Mission statements are actionable statements that guide stakeholders to act. Mission statements describe what the organization needs to achieve when the organization is going to achieve its vision on. The most important part of outcome based education is mapping your vision statement to your mission statements, checking which mission statement is highly contributing to the vision statement, which is medium contributing to the vision statement, which is lowly contributing to the vision statement. When we do this vision and mission mapping, we get to understand that which mission statements are of extreme importance in current academic year. Now, this is one of our favorite diagrams. The diagram talks about vision, mission, strategic planning, and SWOT analysis. Now, every IQAC coordinator needs to follow a process wherein they can understand whether they are working in the right direction to achieve vision or mission or not. So I will help you in explaining this diagram. See, here you can see there is director or head of institute. Now what they are doing, the director or head of the institute, they are presenting institute annual performance report. This performance report goes to the governing council. The governing council, in this report, the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and the challenges of the institute that institute faced in a particular academic year are documented. The governing council checks whether it is according to the strategic plan or not, whether the vision and mission are still relevant, whether they need any update. For that, a strategic planning and accountability task force can be created to know that whether, according to our vision and mission, whether the strategic plan of the institute is contributing directly to it or not. Again, there are a lot of feedback sections that have been made here. The feedback sections talks about, we have the institute, the industry experts in academic planning and review committee. We have academic expert and industry experts in IQAC. All these people need to see the data that has been created by IQAC coordinator. All of them need to check whether they are directly contributing to the vision and mission of the institute, whether OBE is an important part of their contribution or not. Now, when we are talking about vision mission, again, the basic thing, the vision mission PEOs, they are published on notice boards, website, prospectus, brochure, any sales material that the institute is having, computer labs, library, director cabin, classroom, staff room, the corridors. Coming up to the program outcomes, the example that I have taken is from MMS. Now, these are the program outcomes that have already been given by National Board of Accreditation, that is NBA. I will be reading the program outcomes, explaining what can be done in order to achieve or to attain these program outcomes. So there are 5 POs. The first PO talks about apply knowledge of management theories and practices to solve business problem. So if a student is unable to apply whatever knowledge we have tried to give to him, whatever knowledge we have shared with him while the courses we are teaching, if the student is unable to apply that, again, there is no use of teaching them. Mugging up the 14 principles of Henry Fayol, going to the exam center, writing those is not enough. So when we are talking about applying simply means that when we are talking about Bloom's taxonomy, we should go over from understanding to apply cognition level, so that the students can have enough case studies in their coursework that helps them to understand the real life business problems. Again, after a lot of discussion from industry experts, what conclusion we came to was that the students are good in their theoretical concepts, but again, when application of theoretical concepts come on the basic ground, on the ground, it becomes extremely difficult for them to understand those. So various role plays can be introduced, various group discussions can be introduced, wherein the student opens his or her mind in order to understand how the concepts that were taught in class can be applied to. The second PO, program outcome 2, it talks about fostering analytical and critical thinking abilities for data-based decision making. We know that data is the king. There is a lot of data that is available, but how to make that data useful for us, how to do data-based decision making, and this simple way of doing it is, again, in courses like financial accounting, in courses like SAPM, wherein we talk about derivatives and everything, the balance sheets are given to the students to analyze the numbers. The balance sheets are given to the students to understand what is the current asset ratio. Should we go for funding from a fixed source or from a source which has a different, which has a flexible level of interest. So these things have to be taught in, these things should be a part of your curriculum. And how do you know that this is a part of your curriculum? After you identify the course gap, that you see that these are the things that our course is giving, but these are the industry needs that a course should give. Both are compared, whatever is not given in that particular syllabus. As we know that most of us are from affiliated university, wherein we do not have the autonomy to teach students what we want to teach. We have to follow the syllabus. But again, other than following the syllabus, if we can add something to the course that is industry relevant, is the reason why the outcome based teaching pedagogy is being used. The third important PO, it talks about ability to develop value based leadership ability. When we are talking about value based leadership ability, we know that how important the empathy skills are in today's life. We know the reason behind the success of the people. Now, AICT is also working hand in hand with all these accreditation firms. We need to understand a simple universal human value course. It has been brought into being because it will help the leaders to become leaders who also have values in them. PO4 talks about ability to understand, ability to analyze, to communicate global, economic, legal, and ethical aspects of business. A student is bound to know what is the current scenario. The students are bound to know the current affairs. If we talk about outcome based education, it also, I was seeing there are many clubs that have been there in Chandrabhan College, and I was so happy to see how these clubs are helping the students to hone their leadership skills and everything. Similarly, what we do in RGCMS is we have a newspaper club wherein the students, they are divided into, for example, 7 students are reading Economic Times, 10 students are reading Hindustan Times, and again, a healthy discussion after they read a particular article is done. It helps the students to know what is happening in the current area. It helps the students to be aware about the current frauds, the current good things that are being taken care of by the businesses these years. And it also helps in contributing to PO4, that is to understand, analyze, communicate global economic, legal, and ethical aspects of business. Again, the correlation of the concepts that are being taught in the class with comparing to what is happening in actual world through current affairs, both the things are married. And again, this gives an exposure to the students to think outside the box and understand about the real scenario. PO5, it is a extremely important PO. As we all are working in teams, we understand that ability to lead ourselves and others in achievement of organization goals and contributing effectively to a team environment is extremely important. Various clubs, student body council, the students doing cultural program, the students making sure that they are performing well in a case study competition or through idea generation contest or through a handicraft mela that they are putting. It helps them to understand whether they are able to take constructive criticism from their peers. They are able to understand that every time what they are thinking or what they are saying is not right. They are able to understand how important is it to see a particular situation from different perspectives, and this helps them in achieving of PO5 or program outcome 5. Now, here I have a sample of course outcomes that is for entrepreneurship course. Now, what I'm trying to show here is that the course is divided into, there are around 14 units in the course. The 14 units are divided into 4 course outcomes. You will see I have, when we talk about Bloom's taxonomy, it talks about remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Now, as I am from MMS course, remembering the concepts is not much there. So the basic level from where we start is understanding. So what I have done here, I have combined 2 to 3 units in a manner wherein understanding the concept will be used. There are certain units in which I realized that there is a need to apply the concepts. There were some units in which analyzing the concepts became extremely important. I will read the course outcome statements and will try to make you understand how course outcomes contribute directly to the program outcomes and how important it is as a baseline to construct right course outcome, because this is the base of outcome based education. Here you will see the first line that is written here is students will be able to. So the students will be able to, the CO1 talks about understand the concept of entrepreneur, enterprise, development of entrepreneur and its types, and Indian family business and international variations in entrepreneurship. Here you can see understanding concept of entrepreneur, development of entrepreneur was taken from unit 1. Talking about Indian family business styles and international variations in entrepreneurship, it was taken from unit number 14. So these both of these units, in this what was important was to understand the concepts. So it was under understand. Now CO2 talks about applying the concepts of entrepreneur and manager and gender biased behavior in entrepreneurial setup. Now if for example, what we go for is we go for competitions like postmortem of failed startup. That again, it is a delight to learn from those people who are successful, but again the learning experience takes a curve when we are learning from somebody who has failed. So post mortem of failed startups was introduced in course outcome 2, so that the students, they read the articles about why these people failed. A questionnaire was circulated, and again application of the concept of entrepreneur and manager was done on the basis of this. Not only this, when we talk about the gender biased behavior, again there are many channels that showcase the interviews of women entrepreneurs that talks about their journey out, what difficulties do they face. So when we need to understand, in a class we are not only teaching the concepts that are written here, that these are the barriers because of which a woman cannot be an entrepreneur, but listening to from the horse's mouth about what were the actual difficulties that actual entrepreneur faced, it makes a lot of difference. So everything that I'm talking about, it might be, you must be saying that these are the things that we are following, but we need to understand whenever we are planning to deliver a course, it is the responsibility of the faculty member to plan its course outcomes at least 15 to 20 days before. They should know whether the revision of course outcome is necessary. We are not doing justice to our learners. What we need to do is we need to continuously upgrade ourselves, and we need to write those things as article reading, research paper reading, the case study reading, so that the students can be empowered with the current affairs. The third CO talks about analyzing business opportunities in global and business economies. Now I think I have triggered your thought process, and you can start thinking about what extra things other than the syllabus you can provide in making this course successful at the end of the course. Now, this is again a sample copy of the lesson plan that we at RGCMS prepare. You need to understand it is about the serial number. Rather than writing the serial number here, I should have written, no, the serial number is fine. Again, it can be unit number, it can be serial number, depending on your understanding. Planned completion date is written here. Now, the topics planned are written here, how the topics will be delivered, whether the topics will be delivered through interactive teaching, whether the topic will be delivered through case study method, whether I'm going to give a tutorial for weak students, what is the number of hour that is assigned to it, which course outcome am I contributing to, and which is the cognition level that I will be addressing in the class. This is something that we channelize to the students at least a week before we start our course, so that the students know that what all things will be taught in this particular session. And trust me, there are times when good or the bright learners or the advanced learners, they come back to us, they tell us, ma'am, I think that Harvard Business Review studies are not included here. Can you please help in including those case studies too? So those are pretty interesting. I have seen them in LinkedIn. Again, when the students start contributing before the course with the teacher, with the subject teacher, it becomes a different level of experience wherein the class is working like a orchestra. Now, see serial number 7 here. In serial number 7, unit number 3 is planned. Unit number 3 is attached to CO2. And here I have written that I will be teaching gender biasness and about women entrepreneurs through interactive teaching. The first lecture when I will be taking in this unit 3, I will be using understand as a cognition, because till now my students are not exposed to these things. But again, when I will be going to the class in my next session in serial number 8, I will be coming with a case study, and my cognition level now changes from understand to apply. Now, one thing that we make mistakes with, and I have also learned by making lot of mistake from past 5 years, this is the journey that I have been taking up from last 5 years. We used to go with the case and try to apply it in the very first session. We need to understand that the big bites have to be broken into the smaller chunks so that the students can take them without feeling overwhelmed. So these kind of things, see, this particular lesson plan is a perfect example of implementation of outcome based education. The COPO mapping is done whether my course outcome 1 is contributing to the program outcome 1. If it is contributing to program outcome 1, it is evaluated at the end of the session. Now, understand this, that today was the first session when we talked about outcome based education. We need to understand what we will be understanding in a period of 7 days now. The first session was about why OBE, its role in accreditation. We will be talking about the role of examination in OBE. I will be giving you a short preview of what we will be doing here, and this will be explained in detail by my team members in the coming days. So, talking about examination, we need to understand from this lesson plan, this is pretty clear how we are going to deliver our content, whether it will be through interactive teaching, lecture, tutorial, case study, role play, GD, whatever. Now, examination also plays a very important role, because all the questions that we are giving in exams, they are mapped to the particular CEOs. And when we are checking the question paper, we note down the marks of the exam question wise, and we understand if question number 1 was related to or was mapped to CO1, and the average that we have got in question number 1 is 75%, it simply means that we have attained our target to 75%. So how our evaluation strategy should be mapped to the outcome based education, how the role of evaluation comes as a part becomes extremely important. All the exam coordinators who are with me here today, they need to understand that whenever either we are taking internal assessment or our external assessment, whether we are giving an assignment to the student or we are taking presentations, every single thing that we are doing in class to assess our students should be mapped to CO, because it helps us to understand whether we have attained the target that we have set for the students or not. Again, the role of examination in charge is extremely important, that the questions that we are asking from the students, the cognition level of the question should be same as the cognition level of the CEO that we have kept. For example, if we talk about gender biasness and the cognition level was applied there, you need to ask that question from the students in a case of a small caselet or a case study. You cannot justify by asking a question where you are asking, can you please comment on the gender biasness? Again, the application of concepts should be asked in exam in order to know whether the we have completed the loop of outcome based education or not. Coming up to our teaching pedagogy, one of my team members will be talking about how to set a course outcome. They will also be sharing a course file template that we have on Excel, wherein everything is formula driven. We will be starting with the COPO mapping, how the evaluation of marks is done, how that evaluation helps us in knowing the attainment, what is 80-20 thing, how course exit survey is taken, what is a course exit survey, why is course exit survey extremely important for the faculty members to know, how the course exit survey also becomes an important part of preparing the course file. This will be talked about. The very next day, the role of documentation and feedback in OBE, how the feedback forms are divided into three types. What are the feedback for academics? What are the feedbacks for events? How the feedbacks are analyzed? How action taken reports are prepared? This will be discussed. Other than this, what is the role of IQAC coordinator? So, dear all, who all are the IQAC coordinators of your college, you will get a clear cut idea about how IQAC, what IQAC is doing to make sure that after audits, how follow ups are taken, how IQAC has a clean, different role in attaining the outcome based education. So I will just sum up what all we talked about in today's session. Today's session was about accreditation, it was about outcome based education, it was about the role of outcome based education in accreditation. We even talked about how, what is the hierarchy of outcome based education. It starts with institutional goals, then we talk about the program outcomes, then we talk about the course outcomes, lately we talk about the lesson plan outcomes, how these lesson plan outcomes help us to achieve our course outcome, that helps us to achieve our program outcomes, ultimately it helps us to achieve the vision and mission of the college. We have talked about it. We have even talked about a very important aspect of what you people will be learning in 7 days. Now there is one thing that I have not written in the slide. I would like to stop sharing and would like to talk to you about it. That important thing is, after the program outcomes, there is one extremely important term too, that is known as program educational outcomes. What are program educational outcomes? We at this stage are trying to calculate whether we have attained our program outcomes or not. Again, when the student passes out and he or she is employed in any organization, we take the feedback from the employer on the basis of 4 or 5 things, and we need to understand when the employer answers the questions given in program education objectives or outcomes, we understand whether what all we all have been doing in a journey of 2 years, whether that has been successful or not. So if you do not have industry experts or people from different educational institute in your organization to help you to review your course outcome or to contribute there. You need to make them on board as soon as possible. Until and unless you do so, it is extremely difficult for the people from the same pond to understand whether whatever they are doing, are they going in the right direction. The people from outside can give constructive criticism, and that constructive criticism can be taken as a base to make things work for an institute. So that's all from my side today. I would love to answer some questions. I'm seeing Anju Bora ma'am here raising her hand. If there is anything you want to talk about, you want to discuss, I think there is no better platform than this today.
Yes, ma'am. We have a question answer session also. But before starting that, I couldn't stop myself from appreciating you, ma'am. Excellent session. And even I can read the chat box. Everybody is telling about you, talking about your session. Wonderful. It is. And as a faculty member from Chandrabhan Sharma College, we all understood that if we want to be competitive in this field, we have to reskill ourselves.
Yeah.
And it helps us to redesign our skills and even better teaching learning experience to the students. For me, it is really a triggering experience where I got a lot of idea to design or tailor my customized lesson for the student's point of view. Especially if you talk about P1, P2, P3, after each and every lesson, I am going to jot down how my P1 is going to trigger, what P2 skills I am going to inculcate in the students, and how the leadership values are going to be communicated, and the excellent idea of that newspaper reading, which I'm going to seriously apply it, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I request audience, if any query, you can type in the chat box. I'm there to read out your query, or even the ma'am can read out your query.
Yeah. Okay, see, until and unless for the way ma'am told that she will be including the newspaper thing, until and unless we make some change after we go here from the session, until and unless we make some change in our teaching pedagogy, this session will be of no use. So what I want you from you people is, I would request you to recap of whatever has been told in this session, and if there is any smaller thing that you can apply when you go to your classes, so I'll feel that I am successful.
Yes, ma'am. Before bringing the changes in the students, first we have to add the changes.
Agreed.
Then only it will be reflected over there. That is what I appeal to the audience.
Yeah. Okay, so do we have any question? Okay, I can read that it was an informative session. Thank you so much. I am overwhelmed by your response. But again, I'm looking forward to some discussion. If we can have any discussion. Anyone can unmute and talk.
Yeah, anybody can.
Okay, in case you want to share your experience regarding how you did or what better changes you can make now, that will be also all right. But it will be a confirmation bias. Okay, I think I explained too well. Everybody got the essence of what I wanted to talk.
Ma'am, just one question.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, how frequent should we revise our COs, ma'am?
See, what I do, I will tell you.
Compulsory.
Yeah. See, what I do is I frame my COs at the beginning of the session, and in after 1 month I take internal one, and I reassess whether I have more number of bright students in my class, or average learners in my class, or weak students in my class. If I see that I have more number of weak students in my class, I change my cognition level. If I see that the students have raised their bar, and this time we had very good input from admission as the quality of the students are very good, I again change my cognition level. So I do it twice for me. Again, it suits the way I teach in class. So you can figure out your methodology, but analyzing bright and weak learners help you to plan your tutorials and to understand about whether advanced level case studies should be taught in class or basic level case studies are taught in class. These things are analyzed post my the weak learner analysis. Okay, hope I have answered your question satisfactorily.
Thanks, ma'am. Yes, I understood.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, is there any other thing?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what are the basic methods we can use to analyze whether our class is having weak or strong students? Because there are some colleges where we are having students from very uneducated background or poor
Yeah.
background, and it's
Agree.
very difficult to find out this. So even you can use systems or the methodology which is
Okay,
actually
okay,
not
okay.
understandable. Yeah.
That is a fantastic question. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you for asking that question. Do you
Thank
have
you,
a
ma'am.
pen and paper in hand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, okay. So note it down. Again, I'm telling you my methodology. If you like it, you can adopt it. So
Okay.
on the first day, when we are discussing about the course outcomes in class, I
Okay.
give a basic intelligence and subject aptitude test. Basic
Okay.
intelligence
Basic
and
intelligence.
subject aptitude test.
Okay.
Okay, so 5 questions are from, like, the questions come in CET, the basic
Okay.
analysis questions, that whether the students have some good thing in their gray matter or not, whether they are able to analyze or not. 5 questions are given from that. 5 questions are given from the basic of the subject that I will be teaching them, right?
Okay.
Okay, then after a month,
Okay.
internal one is taken.
Okay.
Okay, after internal one is taken, I create a teacher observation table. Okay,
Okay.
under teacher observation, I mark the students whether I give them 6, 8, or 9. Again, there are various parameters. The rubrics are defined. The rubrics are discipline,
Okay.
involvement in class,
Okay.
okay, understanding of the subject,
Okay.
their attendance, right? So
Okay.
on the basis of these, I mark my students, I add up. So it is a full scientific way of knowing. Through, see, teacher observation comes into a big play, and we know our students well.
Okay.
To internal one, what we have taught them, 2 3 units are covered till internal one. We get
Okay.
to know whether what we are teaching them, are they able to take it, are they able to digest it, whatever we are saying. Third
Hmm.
is the basic intelligence and subject aptitude test. On the basis of this, I
Hmm.
analyze my bright and weak learners in the class.
Hmm.
Okay, so again, Farheen ma'am is there for I think the last 2 days. So she will be showing a course file template where you will get
Okay.
a clear cut picture of how these things are done. I have just given you the overview. So she'll be
Okay.
talking in detail about it.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Sandhya ma'am. Thank you. Okay, any other thing you want me to throw more light on? Okay, Neha Kothari madam, you will definitely be given a feedback link. Don't worry.
I think no one has any
Yes,
question
ma'am.
left.
Yeah.
Everybody has cleared their doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
So I shall proceed, ma'am,
Yes,
with
ma'am.
your.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please.
Yeah. Now I request Miss Jalpa Dave to propose the vote of thanks. Jalpa, ma'am.
I, Shilpa Dave, on behalf of CHANDRABHAN Sharma College of Arts, Science and Commerce, would like to propose the vote of thanks. I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our resource person, Dr. Radhika Vadera ma'am, for for accepting our invitation and for such a thought-provoking and highly outcome-based informative session. I also take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to our Managing Trustee, Shri Prashantji Sharma, Sir, and our Principal, Dr. Pratima Singh, Madam, for unwavering support and encouragement. Last but not the least, my sincere thanks to the organizing committee, teaching and non-teaching staff for providing us with all possible support towards organizing the session and making it a grand success. I now request the participants to rise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you to all the participants, requesting all to join tomorrow for our day 2 session at 11 a.m. sharp. Also, before leaving, all the participants are requested to fill up the feedback forms. Link for the same has already been given in your WhatsApp group. Thank you so very much.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Radhika, ma'am.
Can you share the link in chat box, ma'am?
Hello.